this is it. This is your opportunity to save some real money. It isn't often we get a chance to save money, is it? No, it isn't. But this tape actually shows us how we, yes, you and I, can physically repair and maintain our own VCR. Very simple. And the kit comes right with it. You actually get the cleaning fluid and the chamois stick. So you save in all kinds of ways. And it's only $19.95. It's a great videotape. And it will certainly pay for itself the first time you use it. This is for you that want to make some money fixing VCRs. This is a 60-minute tape. It shows you how to maintain your VCR, but more importantly, it shows you how to repair VCRs. It's available to all. If you'd like to start making some real money repairing those VCRs, this is your opportunity. We're talking here $29.95 for a videotape that you'll make 10 times, 20, 50, 100,000 times more if you stay in the business long enough. A good profit-making tape. And it's only $29. Not forget the $29.95. It's only $29 today. There must be a special. No, we're not done. You thought we were done? We're not done. We have two new videos. They're going to come right up, and they're hot. They're hot videos. That's why the hot word is there. The first one, well, this is a tape that actually kind of like tells you what's on satellite. Why in the world would you want to buy a satellite dish? And if you bought a satellite dish, what would you get on it? And how would you install it? And all the other stuff you needed to know about, or wanted to know about why you'd ever want a satellite dish. So if you want to know more about satellite TV, it's only $20. That's pretty cheap. And it will show you ways to save money when you buy a satellite dish. $20 for a satellite, has it all. Well, some of us like to make money. Well, I guess we all like to make money, don't we? Well, this tape shows you how to make money on satellite. Whether you want to do a home shopping show, whether you want to do teleconferencing, whether you want to just have fun on satellite, or you want to sell ad space to others, whether you want to do infomercials, how does satellite work and how you can make money with your satellite system, it's on making it on satellite. It's not cheap, but it's not very expensive. It is only $45 for this tape. That the information alone is worth thousands of dollars. It took years for us to develop this information, and it's yours for only $45. Yes, making money or making it on satellite. Well, talking about making money on satellite, there's also ways of saving money on satellite. I don't know whether you've been brought into the old VCII fray out there, whether you have a chipboard or not. Maybe you'd like to understand about shipping. There are 3 tapes available. The first one is the VCII Bible 1. It deals with unit ID numbers from 0100 to 0107. So if your board is broken, or you'd like to see how boards are broken with those unit ID numbers, it's on this tape. It's a full 2 hours long. It's only $25. And this tape, it's not going to make a chipper out of you, but you'll understand how the chippers did the compromising of the 010 boards to the 0107 boards. Only $25. And for those of you that have unit ID numbers from 0181 to 019F, that's right, when you hit set up in 1, you have a unit ID number at the top of the screen, more than likely. If you'd like to understand how it is broken, all the different ways, the cloning, the Three Musketeering, the Wizard technology, it's right here on the book VCII New Testament tape. Understanding it, well, it took a lot of people a long time to put the tape together, and it has a lot of information in it. It's only $25, and it's an hour and 40 minutes long. But we are not done, because we, of course, have the ultimate video, the Book of Revelation. This is the one tape that GI never wanted to see come out. This is a tape that shows how and why the video ciphering is so, well, it just is not too secure, folks. Whether it's the black cipher we're talking about, or the VCII Plus, or we're talking bulletin boards, or wizard technology, no matter what the subject matter is dealt with in the Book of Revelation, then you'll see why the VCII has a true problem in the marketplace. VCII Plus does. All right, we're done, but we want you to call us. We have new tapes coming out all the time, so please call and get our latest catalog. It will be available shortly. And if you would have your own idea for a videotape, we'll help you produce it if you'd like. Give us a call. We'd like to see anything come out in video. We know it is a new form of information for this country, and you might as well take advantage of it. And it's only a phone call at 1-908-707-1800. There are some tapes that you have not been advised about, possibly, if you haven't been watching the show. First off, before we get into the tapes, let me remind you, in case you haven't been, I haven't explained it well enough. I know in the first half I did not explain to you all the aspects of the GREENSHEET Club, and that being that by joining the GREENSHEET Club, you get everything at only 10% over our cost. You get a newsletter, 10 newsletters during the course of your membership, which means that you might be a member for 2 years before you ever get the 10 newsletters. The third thing is we have drawings on every one of our GREENSHEET shows, at least everyone will remember, and when we don't remember, we make up for it. It's not like we do you out of it. Some shows we've done as many as 3 drawings. And with $25 on Tuesday nights you win, like tonight will be $25. Thursday nights you win $50. You have to be watching, or you have to call back in the next day, because a lot of you know we know tape the show. But what I failed to mention, and probably the most important aspect of joining the club, is it is $45 a year, but you do get $15 off your first order, or you can get a free gift. And a lot of you have recently, I've realized, have been joining the club, and then you won't order anything for like a month until you see the best special, and then you say, okay, now I want to use my free gift. Some of you have gotten as much as $35 off an item because you waited for the best time for you to take that item. So the best time to take advantage of the special. Be more clear about what I just said. So you don't, even though you can join tonight, it will cost you $45, and you might not use the initial gift that you get for a month or 2. So you can do that. Now, we're going to go to IRDs. Now, the first IRD happens to be one of a kind. However, I can get them for you, but a little bit higher price. During the course of this part of the show, we're going to be putting IRD pricing up on the show, as you can see. Some have gone up, not necessarily as a result of our increasing the price. As we've been telling you, we are going to slowly increase some of our pricing because we feel we would like to give you better service. We need to bring 2 people into shipping. We need to make some changes in here to give better service. So we're going to have to increase some of our pricing. But the IRD pricing you're seeing right now is not as a result of increasing pricing. It's a result of no longer having those IRDs available with blue boards. They're now only available on red boards, and red boards cost more than blue boards. And that's why you see, like, that price went up a whole bunch, because now that's how much it is. The person that we were getting the special for, I didn't realize how good a special that was, but that was an incredible deal we had on that receiver. That happens to be a very good receiver from some aspects. I've installed a couple of them, and they seem to play fairly well. But what makes them an incredible deal is that they have a 30-event VCR programmer. They tell me it's not the easiest thing to use, I'm told. I never used it. But it does have 30-event VCR timer in it. In case you go away for a month or a year and you got a couple of VCRs, it won't turn on your VCR. That you have to program yourself. But you can tell the receiver to go to a certain channel and a certain satellite, and it will go there at that particular moment in time. Now, we have 2 videotapes we haven't been pushing very much, but we really should, because we're now in production with, well, we're not in production, we're in editing. We soon will be in production. And it's a KU band tape. Now, there are some KU band seminars that are taking place in New Orleans that you're going to want to attend if you're a dealer. But if you're a consumer and you'd like to better understand what's available on KU band and whether or not you want to invest in a KU band feed and so on, you can do it with this tape. This is a very informative tape. It gives you a great deal of information about what KU is and isn't, what you can expect from it and what you won't, where it is, who's producing the signal from it, what kind of signal you can get. Do you need horizon to horizon? How do you set your dish up for KU band properly so you truly get the best picture? Some of you call up and say, hey, I got great K1 and K2, but I can't make the rest of them play for stuff. And you want to know why? Because some of the dishes you have out there won't play it for stuff. And the rest of them aren't tracked properly. So we do go over that. We teach you how to line your dish or basically set it up so you can get KU band properly. We show you some of the tricks that we use. It's a really great tape. It's $29.95. It's over, it looks like now, I'm not sure. I want to say right now it's only an hour long. It may be as much as an hour and a half long. We're trying to edit it down but not take out any really important stuff. So it's a real cheap tape for $29. We have other tapes, our VC2 special, and those things we sell really cheaply as well. But, those tapes have been out for a few years, except for the new Book of Revelation. Usually a new tape that's an hour tape would easily be $50 to $60. But this tape, We're trying to bring it out at a really good price because we'd like you to have it. Why? Because it costs so much money much more money to produce a 2-hour tape versus a 1-hour tape. Plus, the time on the dubbing machines is a lot more expensive. Plus, the tape is more expensive. So that's why we're trying to do it in an hour. But if we're not going to give you all the information we feel you should have, we don't want to come up with part 2 and part 3 yet. We're not ready for that. So we're going to put it all on one tape, and it may very well be 2 hours. $29.95 is a great deal. Even if it's 1 hour, it's a great deal. Second tape we're coming out with, which is the electronic home. Now, this is just not home theater. There's a movement. Now, a lot of people don't see the movement, but it's there, and it's coming, and it's growing, and it's growing, and it'll be much stronger in the years to come. And it's called the electronic home. And basically, an electronic home means that you can go to a device. Let's say you can go to your TV, and you can tell lights to go on and off, heating systems and air conditioning systems to when to go on and when to go off. You can control your whole house from your TV or from your telephone or from another remote control unit. You can have your stereo play in one room and a VCR play in another room. Everything can be controlled from one location. The electronic home, and there's more to it. I mean, you'll see more and more things about how to build an electronic home and so on. 2 or 3 years from now, electronic home will really be a big time. If you'd like to be on the threshold of this excitement, yes, home theater is very much discussed in it. How to set up a home theater. Matter of fact, we have some special speakers that show you how to balance speaking system and how do you really place a speaker? In what size type of room? What do you want to look for? What's the difference in the wave pattern of a treble, of a tweeter versus a bass or a sub bass or a mid-range? There's a lot of things in how to get the best out of a tweeter, how to keep it from reverberating and giving you bad oscillation and bad noise. There is a lot to be learned, and we've called upon some editors of the Absolute Sound, which is a major publication for your audiophile guys, and there's a couple other people that write for some of the other magazines that will be giving you tips and tricks in this. We've really got some great people. I'm very proud of the people we've managed to get in there. I was just thinking, a friend of mine, never mind, I won't get into it now. But I tell you what, for those of you that know Tola Murphy-Brown, she's the vice president or something of Showtime, tell Tola to watch next Thursday night. There's a special message just for Tola next Thursday. Matter of fact, I think what we'll do is do it on board site so Tola doesn't have to sit through all the green sheets. She may not want to do that. And I don't think she has a dish, although I don't know. I think not. So you might want Tola to tape this. This is going to be a special message just for Tola on Thursday night. Definitely she's going to want to watch it. So somebody tape it for her and send it to her. All right, now, never mind. When I said we're able to get certain people, I started me thinking about the perception we have, Green Sheet and I have in this industry among certain people. And outside this industry, the perception and what people think of us. So it's interesting, Tola in particular, and along with GI and a few people from HBO, have this real thought process about us. The truth is far different than what they realize. Anyway, being that said, let us move on. There's some very fine people that are doing this video for you. They're professionals. They know exactly what they're doing. And they have great deal of insight and information to give you. If you would like to take advantage of this tape, it's only $29.95. You want to order it now. And point of fact, we may raise it to $39.95 because it looks like that tape is definitely going to be over 2 hours long, or at least 2 hours long. And originally it was only going to be an hour long at $29.95. And I won't swear to you, but I will almost guarantee you that that tape is going to be $39.95. So if you want to take advantage of it, $29.95 today, you might want to think about doing that. The IRDs you've seen up, by the way. Help by No, Mario, who put that up there? All right, Mario. Help by GI. Oh, that's not quite what I want them to do, Mario. Right? Don't call us the felt GI just yet. Actually, we are producing something. There's a way that you can bring GI into your local courts, small claims court, and we are preparing documentation for that. It's in conjunction with the 900 number. So we're doing a whole lot of things to make this 900 number work and be satisfactory to the AT&T and the other people. So we are making a kit available for small claims kit and different things you might want to take advantage of. So Mario doesn't know that. I'm sure that's not why. Although he's been doing the Oasis stuff, so maybe he does know. Anyway, the coffee. I know. Johnny Carson, all the people, they drink, well, he's gone now. So roaster, no. No, actually that is coffee. Should be water. It should be carrot juice. I really need the energy right now. Mara, that's what I want you to do. That's right. Very good. These prices you're going to see on the screen tonight are IRDs with modules. Now, you will find people, I'm not mentioning names, you're going to find people putting up IRD prices without modules. They'll give you a price, but it'll be without a board. All of our pricing, unless it's a one-of-a-kind, which we'll show you in a few moments, are pricing of IRDs with modules. And most of them have, not most, unfair. Some have mom modules. I'm pretty sure this Olympic, or the Zenith 7000, which happens to be the Drake 1524, I'm almost sure that is a mom module. The Zenith, by the way, the Zenith 2500 is also a Drake. I don't know if it's the 1124 or the 1324, frankly, but it is Drake. Now, Drake, by the way, is made in America. I'm a real supporter of Drake. I never hear anything. That's not true. Every once in a while I hear something bad about Drake. You people don't like the 424, some of you. Well, frankly, I understand. And frankly, the 24 used to drift too. But it really wasn't the receiver, it was a damn down converter. But Drake always had a good picture. They're a very reliable company, and they always stood behind this industry. Far behind it, unfortunately. I would like to see some people more up front in this industry, but and none of them are, including Drake. But at least they've kept their product made here in America, at least their receivers. We don't push their LMBs because they're not made here in America. But their receiver, we definitely push. We promote that very strongly. We think it's an excellent price for a receiver at a great value because it is made in America and it's the best picture. I relate this story because it just happened to us recently. We did put one in a bar up the street. And, yeah, we do installations. We do them simply so we can stay. Well, we do it because there's very good money in installations. I mean, I don't know. I will remind you, dealers, once again, that if you think about leaving this business, before you got into this business, even though you might be threatened of a lawsuit because of piracy right now, what were you doing? And how did you find the time and the energy and the money, which doesn't take very much, to get into this business? Why did you get into this business? You got in this business, frankly, because it was a wonderful thing to give to people, satellite TV. But secondly, it was a very good living. Or at least you could make it. You could have made it before the scrambling and before the overpricing of programming. You people should think, anybody think about getting into this business, consider going to New Orleans. There's going to be a special seminar just in New Orleans, just for people that want to get in this business. It's $350 to do it. It's not cheap. But it's a two-day seminar just for new people wanting to get in this business for the first time. Will somebody go tell UPS is at the front door? Okay, good. That's the front door right over there. We don't have the studio all finished yet, so we're very close to the door, which is going to be moving, thank God, down the street here, or down the way. Not down the street, but about 30, 40 feet down further, so we're going to get rid of that door, or at least get rid of that entrance for UPS. We've expanded the shipping room. Not that it's going to make it more efficient. What makes it more efficient is a whip. That's right. You want to make your shipping room more efficient? You whip them more. That's right. Building a bigger, brighter, cleaner, that doesn't do it. Whips work wonderful. Actually, it doesn't work at all either. Nothing works. Well, actually, our shipping room, I don't know how many people have been waiting for product, but I know none of you are waiting for product right now because I'm doing all the back ordering and I see what's going on because I got very much involved in all that stuff because I got really mad. And you ain't waiting anymore, are you? No, sir. Stuff flies out of here like that. Not because I'm such a good person. It's just that I got really pissed and I couldn't understand why it was so screwed up. It's not screwed up anymore, though. First product up, and I'll tell you about something else in a minute. All right, first product up is an IRD. This happens to be a 710. It's a one-of-a-kind. Why is it? Because, why should I sell Ecosphere 710s as a one-of-a-kind? Why don't I sell them all the time? Well, frankly, folks, I congratulate Charlie Ergen and their service department. I think it's a wonderful department, and they've come a long way. But as far as making a product that I love, you can forget that. I do not like Ecosphere stuff. I don't like it with Ecosphere. I don't like it with Houston Tracker. And I know that's contrary to most of you. Most of you really like Ecosphere stuff. I don't know. Maybe you like doing service calls. I don't like doing service calls. I'm not good at it. I don't like it. And therefore, I don't sell it. I got smart. This is a 710. It's a one-of-a-kind. It's a UHF. By the way, this is a brand new model, by the way. This is this high-end UHF remote control integrated receiver to scramble. It's got a VCR timer. It's stereo. It's stereo, non-scramble channels. It's got KU Video Seek, one of the very few ones that do. It's got on-screen graphics. It's a UHF remote control. It's got VNR on it, video noise reduction. Somebody faxed me from Venezuela a fax saying, I don't know how you can say trackers aren't any good because the VNR gives us really good pictures down here in South America. And I had a Drake and it didn't work. Well, folks, it didn't work as well, he said. I want to remind that person he should check out the new Drakes. I've compared these two, and believe me, the Drake is, in our opinion, is far superior with low signal. And I just don't. I wish people would not compare the old to the new. If you're going to compare apples to apples, then compare apples to apples. It's automatic KU switch, band switching. It's downlink video frequency display. Well, that would be kind of cool. It actually gives you the frequency, 3850 and stuff. I haven't seen that. I have to turn this on and see what it looks like. It's a VCII Plus descramble. It has no board in it. This is brand new. Well, no, he lies. It is a used unit. It's 3 or 5 months old. I can't remember which. I think it may be 5 months old. It will accept, I'm trying to tell you what it's going to accept. Both C and K, you have to use a switch on it. No, it accepts C and K or 2 Cs. It's UHF remote control. Receiver positioner. Now this is over, I think this is like $1,100 or $1,200. This is, I think, supposedly very similar to Tracker 10s. Well, I can't say because I don't really install trackers anymore or Ecosphere. This baby is going to go out of here cheap though. It's without a board. So if you already have a board, remember, I want to make this point very clear. If you already have a board, oh, Darryl took all the boards back? If you already have a board, whether it be blue, red, black, or gray, they're the 4 different color boards that are in the marketplace today. Actually, there's a 5th one, it's a red-blue one. They're all the same. They're all identical, the same in terms of their configuration of their edge connector, which means that all boards will fit in all receivers, whether it be a standalone decoder, which means that if you can take your board, it would come in a black or gray or whatever cover. Yes, I know a gray would come. This wouldn't be a gray board. Whatever the cover may be, you can still use this board in any IRD or any standalone receiver, standalone unit, 2000, 2100E, or 2200. They're all interchangeable. So the point I need to make here is, you like this receiver, you want to buy this receiver, you can do so, and you're going to luck out because you're going to get it without a board. If you already have a board, that's great. You can send in your old standalone decoder to us. We're going to give you a $50 credit for it, and you can use it for GREENSHEET dollars or whatever. I mean, GREENSHEET product. You can't use it for money. You know, money here, but money, you can't take it to the grocery store. Or you can send that standalone receiver, standalone decoder in now, and we'll take $50 off the cost of this. Keep your old board. You can send in your old receiver. You can send in whatever you want to send in. You can send it all in. The beauty of this is that you can now upgrade to the high-end system. This is over $1,000, $1,100. This baby is normally. You can get it right now for, you're not going to believe this. No, you're not. You can get it right over, I think it's over $1,100. Yours tonight for $650. A 710, $650. And it looks brand new with the exception of the remote controls. Has a few little scratches on it. A Drake 1324. This is the unit which we love. I mean, why shouldn't we love it? It really works well. It doesn't break. It has an incredible picture to it. Yes, I can't say it never breaks. We have one or two have gone back for repair. We had one DOA, and I think we may have had one other one. I don't know. I know we had one DOA. I don't know whether we had anything else or not, truthfully. But I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Well, maybe we had 2. I don't know. But the point is, it's just a great receiver. You're not going to beat it. And there's no reason that, well, I learned something. I started reading something about it. I couldn't believe it. I never bothered to hook these things up to stereo. Because most of the installations we do are commercial. We have a couple of these in homes. But, so we've never hooked it up to the stereo system, which is a mistake on our part. But it turns out this is not stereo on non-scrambled channels. So the difference between the 1324 and the 1524 are the following. Now there's $200 more, as you can see on the price as Mario passes it by you. Remember, this is a UHF remote control, and you do get 2 remote controls with it. UHF remote control with two remotes. It has all kinds of wonderful features to it. VCR timer, on-screen graphics. It doesn't give you a blue screen when it's changing channels. It will tell you what it's doing, and you always get snow, whatever in the background if you want it. That way you can tell what you're really doing. I hate the satellite receivers that put blue screens up when it's moving from satellite to satellite. But the difference between the 13 and the 15, the 13 does not have stereo on non-scrambled channels, the 15 does. The 13 only has 100 favorite channel programming. The 15 has 200 favorite channel programming, actually 100 video and 100 audio. The 15 has colored graphics. Colored graphics, which means, well, it doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot even to me. What it means is that if you want your background to be blue or purple or green or yellow, whatever, you can tell it what color background you want. That's what it means. They're new, and Mario, put this price up. What's the price? It's so cheap. $941, is it? UHF remote control, what I consider to be a high-end receiver. The best picture in the industry. Now, let me make this point very clear. These are all red boards that are up on the screen, with the exception, I think, of the Uniden 900. That might be a blue board. The only thing you need to know is the price you're seeing on the screen is the COD price. Now, you really want to do COD on your IRD. You don't want to put on Visa MasterCard. First of all, you're going to pay 4 or 5% more if you put on Visa MasterCard. That's number one. Number two, it's going to take you a much longer time to get it. Because it takes us 4 days to 5 days to process it. Then we've got to send it out to them. You're looking at 2 to 3 weeks when you do an IRD with a Visa MasterCard. Because we do not, the reason our prices are so low, we don't stock them. We don't have any money in these receivers other than promoting them. All we do is we send it through a distributor. So our costs are very low. Now, I always remind you, and I will do it again, it is our belief that you should never buy an IRD from us or any other home shopping show unless you know what you're doing. And know what you're doing means that you really know how to install a receiver. The reason is simple. If you screw it up, by the time you get done, you bring a technician in and all the rest of the nonsense, it would have cost you the same or possibly less, and certainly a lot less aggravation if you had brought your satellite dealer in. So that's why we're real big on that. We think that's so important. There's no reason to buy an IRD from us or anybody else if you don't know how to do it. If you know how to do it, fine, buy your IRD from us. We've got a great price. No one's going to touch our price. If they do, they probably won't be here for much longer. This is true, really. I mean, when people try to compete with our price, they just lose sight of certain aspects of this show. You can't sell at our prices and stay in business. You watch. You'll see what I'm saying. The reason is we have so many other things we sell, which non-satellite related products, and so many other things we sell that it supplements the selling of satellite receivers. We sell them because we think you should, if you're going to buy them, we'd like you to buy a whole system from us. If that's what you want to do, we don't want to lose that business. But as you will see, the people that really go to try to compete heavily have a real rough time of it, because watch what they sell and how they sell. And their overhead is much greater than ours. Our overhead is much lower than everybody else's. We're not up 24 hours a day. We're up 6 hours a week. We don't have a $50 or $80 or $100,000 transponder bill. We've got an $8,000 or $10,000 transponder bill every month. So and that's why we move through the products so quickly too, by the way. And because we got 100 products to sell in 3 hours, so that's why we really try to push the products out. Anyway, we're not selling 100 tonight, obviously, with me talking. But this is a great receiver. You want to buy all the IRDs. All the IRDs you're seeing on tonight's show are based upon COD pricing. All right, this baby is a President 1000. We have sold, I don't know how many of these. They've been extremely reliable. I don't care what anybody says about Uniden. A lot of people badmouth Uniden. The truth of the matter is, for all the units we've sold, they've been virtually trouble-free. We've gotten maybe 3 back in, I don't know how many hundreds we've sold. So, I mean, you can't complain, you can't bitch, you can't say anything about this product. It's a UHF remote control receiver with all the functions on here. Almost all, not every one, but just about every one is here. You can opt, if this breaks, your receiver still works. It's a President 1000 from Uniden. It's coming, it's coming. Now we have, the Plus, I got the price on the Plus. I forget what it is though, Mario. I got a good price on that Plus. It's not called a Plus, by the way. It's called something else. It's called, I don't know what else it's called. But I have a good price on it. So give us a call on that. If you're looking, that's a high, some people have been demonstrating. Oh, you know what I got? Well, let me show you this first. And then I'll tell you what we got. We got something really great. Oh, some of you have voiced an opinion you want Super Guide. There are 2, go to the 4800. The 4800 has Super Guide in it. Now I'll tell you something else you can do. There, that's got Super Guide. What a great product that is. Even though I don't like Triple D, the Super Guide is an excellent product. What it is a TV guide on satellite, and you go up there and you retrieve the data once a night, or I think actually the 4800 I think does it automatically. Retrieves the data, loads it into the receiver, and then you want to find out what you want to watch. You just hit a button on the remote control, and it pulls up the Super Guide telling you what's on at what time. And then all you have to do is you scan through. When you find what you want to watch, you press go, and it goes right to that satellite, right to that channel. Isn't that neat? The neatest of all, is you want to program. This is not this unit we're talking about. We're talking about the 4800, which is a different unit by Uniden. It will do 12 events, and it will turn on your VCR and turn your VCR off. You don't have to know anything about programming your VCR. It will do it for you. 4800 is really a fantastic little unit. It's very good for bars, believe it or not. It's a good unit for bars. You don't want to put 2 of them in a bar. You want to put 1 of them in a bar. But it's an excellent unit. Speaking of wonderful situations, this industry is getting so hot. You people should get excited. You can now get Super Guide for your receiver. If you got a Toshiba, a GI, a couple of a Chaparral, I can now get your Super Guide for them at $300. And it will interface very much like I've just described the 4800. That's right. You can now make your receiver function similarly the way the 4800 is doing. If you have a Toshiba, all model Toshibas, I understand. If you have a Chaparral, all model Chaparrals. If you have a GI, and I don't know about any of the other models right now, but it's coming out of STS. It's $300. So you want to order it now. There's going to be a big demand for this. $300. The dealer cost on it, by the way, is going to be $329. Right now, there's a special going on. We can give it to you for $300. It's it's going to upgrade your system and make you think you have a whole new system. You no longer have to get a TV guide. You still got to pay Super Guide. Now, I think somebody's missing a golden opportunity in this market. There's 3 million dishes out there. Why doesn't somebody come out with a new Super Guide? Super Guide is nice, but it's too expensive. What are they doing for $59? You know how much a transponder costs for $2,000 is all that transponder costs for 24 hours a day. 24 a month. So why should it cost $59 to load it up? This is crazy. I hate gouges, and I just think that's gouging. But anyway, that's what it is. Maybe if they got a little competition, I'm sure they'd drop it down to $15, which is all it's worth. I mean, it's not true. It's worth $59. But the point is that it's total profit. It's only they got a capital audience. I mean, who else has got the product? Nobody. So they control the market. It's like GI, isn't it? Yes, GI makes a module of $39, and they sell it to $31, and they sell it to us for $400. I guess GI and Triple D should get in bed together, huh? Yeah, why not? We got video senders. Video senders. Now, what I like the video sender for, you can use it this way. It's $5 cheaper this way. than a UHF modulator. It is basically a UHF modulator. And you've got 3 pots in here. There's a pot. Somebody told me it didn't pot. It does it. There's got one. It's got, I think this is the send pot. This is the video, this is the audio, and this is the channel adjustment. Or maybe that's the channel adjustment, and this is the send pot. But it's a video sender. And it's an antenna screws on right there. Now what you can do with that hole is you can put an F81 in that hole and use it as a video modulator, a modulator. Now, for those of you living in Mexico and South America and the Caribbean, you can use this as a video sender. For those of you living in those areas, it's a UHF video senders, but you must be living in those areas to use it that way. For those of you living here in the United States that want to use this, legally you must use it as a modulator. Now what does that mean? Which means this. You must take and put an F fitting right there. We give you the F81 with each unit. And now it will be a UHF modulator. And it's $35 this way. Now, if you want to buy another UHF modulator, you can buy this one, which we have. Now, we use a lot of these. We use them in bars and clubs. We don't use Channel Plus. I like Frank. I like the people at Channel Plus. I think it's a wonderful company. But, frankly, this seems to work just as well. I have just as few drifting or just as many drifting problems. The picture's just as good. I just don't, Channel Plus is a nice company, but I'm not so sure you got to waste your money. This is only $40. It's a UHF modulator. Now that means it's channel 14 through 27. Whether you use this part or this one, you are going to need a UHF. If you use this as a video sender, where it's going to transmit through the air the UHF picture, then you must have a UHF antenna on the back of your TV. We do not supply the UHF antennas on the back of the TV here in the U.S. However, if you need it for outside the U.S., we do have UHF antennas that you have to put on the back of your TV if you're going to use it as a transmitter, and it is the antenna is a buck. I think it's $1.25 or something like that. Very reasonable. Here, though, you're going to come into your TV with a UHF signal. You will have to come into it with a UHF on the back of your TV. Now, if you have a all-in-one cable, which always astounded me why TVs would have 2 inputs. Why? That's so stupid. Why do they always have 1 input? That makes sense. 2 inputs makes no sense to me. I'm very opinionated, aren't I? I am, really. I'm not really. I'm fairly flexible at most, but I don't understand the way people do certain things. I think people manufacture things really stupidly, and I don't understand why they want us to pay for their stupidity. In the case of having meltable inputs in the back of your TV, that's totally stupid. Why wasn't there just one F fitting? And why can't the TV separate out between VHF and UHF? That's the way it should be. Well, anyway, back to reality. Reality of it is if you're going to use this product, then you're going to have a UHF input in the back of your TV. All right? So there you go. We got, let me tell you, we sold a bunch of these, boy, haven't we really? Now, I thought I broke one of these apart. I know I broke one of these apart. Well, I'm going to break it apart again. This annoys me. I got to do it twice. But you get all kinds of stuff here. Neat stuff, too, boy. Let me point out to you. You get really nice RG59 RCA cables, jumper cables. RCA fittings at both ends. They're about 6 feet long. Nice heavy-duty cables. You get 2 of those. Now, if you went to Radio Shack, there goes one of my fittings. If you went to Radio Shack, you would pay, I don't know, $1.50, $2 a piece for these things. Probably $2 a piece, $4 there. But that's not it. This kit, by the way, is only $6. 2 BNCs to UHF. So if you want, you can make this cable now a BNC cable. So this is great for you dealers, really, and particularly if you're doing BMAC type stuff or any of that type of stuff. You're doing downlinks. So you get 2 of these. These are worth $1.50 a piece. So now that was $4. There's another $3. That's $7. Now you're going to get only one of those. Male F to male RCA. And this will be worth 75 cents. We sell these, by the way, 59 cents. We have these at 59 cents. If you want to buy them, 10 lot or $5. Female F, so it will screw right on the back of a cable, to RCA male. All right, you can get one of those. you're going to get 2 of these babies. These are F male. What did I say here? Shaun, did I say male or female? This is F female. I think I said male. I apologize. F female. I forget what a female looks like. To RCA male. 2 of these, 1 in each hand I have, F male to RCA female. You get 2 of those, and you get 2 of these, RCA female to mini phone plug. Mini phone plug male, not stereo, by the way. Are you going to get all of this for $6? If you add it all up, you probably come out to $12 or $13. $6 is a great deal. I mean, it's a great deal. $6, and if okay, 10 watt. I'll tell you what. If you buy, I don't know what I can do on 10 watt. Yeah, I did do 10 watt. 10 watt we did at $50, right? 10 watt we did at $50. $5 and 10 watt we did. So we have them 10 watt at $5 a piece. 6 foot long, gold-plated RCA stereos. Yes, indeed. Look at these. These are stereo plugs, gold-plated. This, you know what's nice about this? This isn't really cheap. This is nice rubbery type. This isn't cruddy type of cable. Real nice gold-plated cables. Really, really nice. Rubbery, not that stupid little PVC type jacket. This is like rubber N type jacketing, a rubber type thing. It's marked left and right audio and center for video. Gold-plated. Ooh, I like the gold plating. Gold-plated fittings. All that is here. These are $6. Now we've had these before. They were I think they were 12-foot jumpers or 6-foot jumpers. I don't remember. But they weren't as nice. I mean, well, they were very nice, though, weren't they? They were nice. But this is really nice. We sold all those. They're all gone. Don't wait on these. There's only limited. Look, I got some decent stock on this. Probably going to have about 100, 200 pieces left on this. I don't have a lot of this left, but I got some of it. I don't have a lot of this left. This is not, I don't have a lot of this, so if you want this, you better grab this. This is not I don't have a lot, period. And I have this, which is last but not least. I've got, it's not stereo, it's mono. It's 6 foot long, gold plated, single video, single audio with 2 connectors or converters from RCA female to mini phone. RCA female to mini phone. All right, so that's what I got there on that camera. Now here we've got, oh, I should have, why did I do here? How stupid of me. Yes, it was very dumb. Here's what that looks like. Isn't that nice? Really nice kit. Well thought out. Oh, by the way, I said I didn't give you price. Price on this is $4. $4 on this one, $6 on the stereo one. All right. These are cable converters. Now, these are not illegal. Please understand. These are not going to descramble or decode or scrambled channels. This is not an illegal product. It's a product that you can own legally, and I urge you dealers to consider it because I think it's a great product to get people into your store. So if you'd like to get some to consumers into your store, advertise that you have cable converter boxes, put notes on the fact that it won't descramble illegal programming, but it will allow them to at least get the non-scramble programming, and it gives them also remote control. A lot of people have cable converters, but they don't have remote controls. They have to get up to change the channels. Now they can do it. And it's only $45 in single lot. Yep, $45 in single lot, which is okay, huh? Now wait till that. You think that's okay? Wait till you hear this part. $38 in 10 watt. $38 in 10 watt. That's all. Go. These are $69 in all the cable magazines. All the magazines, Popular Science, all those places that are trying to sell you that kind of stuff. Mary, your Chiron, I think, is too hot or something's wrong. All right, that's better. So our price of $45 is great. $38 is unheard of. Now, we're selling some of these to some of those people and the magazine. Look at here. Yeah, look at that. This is the time of year all of you are going to be going out doing recordings. This is the heavy duty NP77 battery for Sony, and so there are other brands that use this type of connector. Plus, I want to point out, this is the connector that is used on probably about 80% of the lights, camera lights. This is, look how thin this is. Now I didn't bring it in, I should have. I have this version battery in different brands. I've got it in dual voltage, I've got it in Millennium, I've got it in Sony. And this is the best, this is the same as Sony, by the way. This is 2400 amp hour. This is a $59 battery or $65 battery, depending on what kind of store you go into. Go check it out. This is a very expensive battery. It's the NP77P battery for the Sony type camcorders. They are brand new. These are brand new batteries. We also are bringing in a new charger for these things. The charger is really neat. You're going to like the charger. It decharges and then charges. That one of the problems is that all of us out there are running these doggone things with, we're not decharging them enough, so they don't have very much memory. So there's now, I believe it or not, somebody finally got smart about this. I can't believe it. And they actually make a thing that discharges before it charges. But anyway, let's get back to the battery. We have those coming in there about $45. But it's high end. It's a really good product. And by the way, it also has a 12-volt battery connector, so you can connect it into your car. This is the smallest of the 2400 amp hour batteries in the market. I don't love Sanyo's brand, but it happens. I've looked at this. I've compared it. Everything, it's identical to that of the Sony. So either Sanyo's making it for Sony or Sony's making it for Sanyo. I don't know who's making it for who, but I do know you're going to luck out on this deal. $59 elsewhere. Our price for it is only $46. It's the battery. It's the MP77 or the MP77. What did I say? 40 what? Wow. Louita's going to be mad about that. All right. The heck with it. Heck with Louita. Let her be mad. All right. Surge protector. These are surge protectors. I've mentioned this on more than one occasion, but I will continue to mention it because I think it's a valid point. Unfortunately, there is one company that makes a product identical to this, except it's 6 outlets instead of 7. This one happens to be 7. That we could sell for the same price. It's only $15 for 2 of them. But I took them apart because I felt that you people out there should get the best product. Now, as most of you know that watch the show on a regular basis, I'm a real believer in buying America. If I can buy American, I will, and always do. My whole body right now, I'm wearing American. My tennis shoes, my socks, my belt, my jeans, and my shirt. It's all American. And the people that watch this show for the last 8 years, before it became fashionable, I was telling you when things were made in America. Unfortunately, in this particular situation, I got to tell you, this is a better product than the American product. I wish it weren't, believe me. But that's what it is. So, Mary, how much were the they were $5, right? The dubbing cables that weren't stereo? 4? No. I said 4? Well, I got to go 5. Oh, I don't think I can go 4. No, they got to be 5. I can't go 4. If I said 4, folks, I said it incorrectly. All right. Anyway, there you go. We've got lights. Look at these lights. These are like the mag lights, but they're plastic, and they don't widen and narrow the beam as you turn it. But it's totally waterproof. That's right. You can drop it in the ocean, and it's going to float. I don't know if it'll float, truthfully. It probably would because it is waterproof, so it would have airlock in it. There's one event. I'll have to check it out to let you know. Comes in different colors. I can't guarantee you the color. Oh, Mary, you forgot to remind me. These, $15. Oh, I said it more or less. $15. You get 2 surge protectors, 7 outlets each. And I don't know whether you realize it, but this is the time of year we're going to be needing surge protection. And I want to remind you, it's very important that you recognize that the majority of the satellite systems in the market today are not UL approved. It is conceivable and possible that your insurance company is not going to approve it. By the way, we are a source for your insurance company for your product, for your replacement product, and if you have insurance forms, we will fill them out for you. One man is waiting, unfortunately, but everybody else sent us insurance form. We got them right away, but one form went back and forth to my house twice. So you'll get it. I'm sorry for that one. You know who you are, but otherwise, we're pretty good at these insurance forms. If you have problems and you have lightning damage, we'll fill it out for you. But don't let that happen. You can protect your system. Protect it with a surge protector. They're only $15 with 2 of them. $8 a piece. $8 a piece. Now this one, in my opinion, this is what, the flashlight, by the way, let's go back to the flashlight very quickly. They're $3, by the way. $3 if you buy the lights. And they all are what Lexan carbon, I don't know if it's Lexan, but it's polycarbonate, which is what Lexan is. It's a cute little design. The lens goes all the way down inside. That's why it's watertight. That lens is, you can see the coating here. And they have an O-ring here. Simple design. It's not the halogen bulb. You know the trouble with these halogen bulbs and all those things? They're really, really expensive. We have a little halogen thing in here we've had. We can't find the bulb for it. And we found the bulb for it. We couldn't afford the bulb. It was like $9, and we couldn't see the point in spending $9 for the bulb. So it's a little gooseneck light for your video equipment. Anybody knows what it's also? They're also found in BMWs, I'm told. So I know you got a BMW that's wrecked. I need a couple halogen bulbs from it. Not the headlight bulb, by the way. I don't know where it is on a BMW. I just heard it's on a BMW. All right. This item is a surge protector, but this is a whole satellite system surge protection. Now, as I pointed out a moment ago, and I hope you heard me well, and it's true, it's not a story, that you may have problems with your insurance company if you're not UL-approved receivers. Most receivers are not UL-approved, so right away you want to start thinking about how you protect your investment in your satellite system. All right, that's number one. Number two, even if you are protected, I hate to say this, but it is equally true, if not more so, there can very well be a problem with lightning. Lightning can severely affect your home, your living standard, and everything else. What I'm saying to you is you can actually lose your home because of lightning. It's a sad thing. It has happened in the past to certain people. They weren't mean people or anything. It's just people have lost their homes as a result of lightning. And it's just a sad thing. And I don't see the point in it. When we talk, this device can be had, the high end is $155, and there are ways to bring it all the way down to under $100. And I'm going to tell you those ways in a minute. But it's a very important thing. We don't sell many of them. Considering the 20 or 30,000 of you are watching the show right now, we have probably sold a couple hundred. Well, in my opinion, all 20 or 30,000 of you should have one of these. Yes, it's expensive. But, how much did your homeowner's policy cost you? How much is it? How much is your life worth, or your house worth? Let's say you don't die in the fire. I hate using these analogies, but it's so true. People have sent us in pictures of homes that have been destroyed because of lightning striking or not striking the dish, actually surging through the dish. And it's sad, but it's because we don't believe it's going to happen to us. Well, it can happen to us. Don't believe it can't happen to you. It can happen to you, it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. You could wish it on some people. No, it's not nice to say, but truthfully. Honesty being honesty. Anyway. $155 buys you 6 AC outlets. Yes, you only see 3 here, because this one would be $15 less. If you only get with 3 AC outlets, it's only $140. If you get 3 outlets, it's $140. 6 is $155. You want to save another $15? I'll show you how to do that. Instead of getting 3 coaxial inputs, 1 for your outdoor antenna, 1 for C-band, 1 for K-band, only get 2. You can save another $15. I don't think you should do that. I think that's a mistake, because you're going to want K-band at some point in your life. You want to save another $15? Get it without the MOM module. If you want to get pay-per-view, some of you don't understand what's going on with this MOM. Why do you need a MOM? We put up MOMs. We tell you about MOMs. You need a MOM if you want to not have to call up to get the pay-per-view programming. If you just want to watch a pay-per-view programming, you don't have to pick up the phone and call them and tell them you're going to watch it and to turn your decoder on, you need a MOM. If you're going to call up, then you don't need a MOM. What do you got? Oh, NSC. Oh, geez. Mary? All right, now, we got interrupted. I don't know where we left off, but the important thing I need you to recognize is this is a great product. Please consider it. It will protect your family. Okay, here's another great product. All of our products are great, right? They are, really. 20 feet of cable comes with it. I don't know why yellow. Yellow's so stupid, right? All it does is get dirty. Why don't they make it black? Anyway, they made this thing black now. It used to be yellow. This is the ballast. It comes on about 4 feet of cord. So a lot of you who have outlets in your garages, usually they're about 3 feet off the floor, about 40 inches off the floor. Well, this is nice. So this will hang from the cord. It will rest on the ground. Replaceable. It's not ultrasonic or welded or anything. It's replaceable ballast. And it's well designed. But watch this way. I'm sure you people have seen this demonstration 100 times, and for those of you that have, I'm sorry, but it's worth seeing again. It really is, because it's a demonstration you'll remember. This light will replace, you'll never own another drop light after this one. Never again. Never again. Right, never again. What's going on? Is it plugged in? It finally broke? What's going on here? Oh, that switch is off. No wonder nothing's charging. I'm telling you, this world's getting weird. Okay. Anyway, this baby is a fluorescent light, 18-watt fluorescent bulb. I know it does weird things with this camera. It's an old tube camera. Made in America. Speaking of those wonderful Americans. Made in America. It's going to last forever. You'll have this. I guarantee you buy it when you're 20 years old. If they're still using electricity 60 years from now, you'll still have this unit with the same bulb in it. And you will not have burnt your back of the arm or your fingers a million times. You know you do with the regular incandescent bulb drop light. You won't break it. Yeah, I say you won't break it. I meant you won't break it. What is he doing? He's beating it on oak. This is an oak piece my son made. Beat, beat, beat. That's right. We don't care. A million times we could do this. And this particular one we probably have done close to about 50 or 60 times, maybe 70. I mean, the lens, you can see the lens has got marks in it. It's got indentations, very slight. You can feel it with your finger, but you can't really see the indentation, but you can feel it. But, you know, it never collapsed enough to get through to the tube. And it's, other than the tube, which it happens to be made in Mexico, this is just a great product. It's made by Right Light in Ohio. Actually, they're in Indiana, but I think the product itself is made in Ohio. By the Baco company. And $18.95, that's all they are. Go, you know, compare this to Mac truck, you know, the Mac tool guys or the Snap-on tool guys. Compare it to the other people in the marketplace. I don't mind. I mean, I'm proud to tell you that this product you compare to anybody else's out there, and you're going to find that this is just a great product at a great price. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. $18.95. $18.95. That's what you're going to pay for this baby. Yes, we got them. You know, we had these before. They didn't sell. I decided, well, heck, everybody seems to be buying them. I guess we'll bring them back. It's the VCR Plus. This is for those of you that hate programming your VCR. Well, you don't have to program your VCR because this is a VCR timer. It does it automatically. You know those numbers you see in your guides, in the TV guides? Not the satellite guide, but the regular TV guide? Well, there goes that one. Honestly, I can't keep anything right here. Okay. It will program. This is the VCR Plus. It will program your VCR. You just hit some buttons. I think you usually hit 3 or 4 buttons, and it will automatically tell your VCR when to come on. It will tell, by the way, it keeps a count, and I think it's a 2-line display here. It keeps count of how much time is on your tape. And it's just, you've seen it in all the TV shows. It's a big seller here. It's a very popular product, and we just got a great price on it. We do. I mean, you can go, the list all over. Everybody seems to be stabilized at $59 on this product. $59 is the going price on this product. How much is it here in Green Sheet? $49. $49 on Green Sheet. Why? Because we discount everything, that's why. $49. You don't have to pay $59. I mean, you can if you want, but there's no reason to. Because we'll sell it to you for $49. exerciser, thigh sizer. Oh yes, you're going to think what's that? It's a great magazine. It comes from England. This is not a yearly subscription we're selling you. However, we understand they are going to be available sometime in the near future here in the United States. This magazine gives you a whole insight of what's going on over in Europe. No, the actual advertisements in here for piracy problems in Europe, not here in the U.S. I don't believe, but certainly in Europe. What's happened in Europe is very exciting, and probably what's going to happen here in the years to come. But if you'd like to get a better understanding of what's going on over there, my God, look at this. The pyramids are $130 over there. We sell them for what, $49 or $59? Jesus. Can you believe that? Folks, I'm trying to fix the battery. The battery is having trouble here with the battery. All right. Anyway, you get either magazine for $8 or two, I repeat, two for $15. If you'd like to find out what's really going on in Europe, you'd like to see how a Eurocipher, which is virtually the same thing in almost all respects as the Video Cipher RS, that new RS is coming out. It's only $100 in Europe. Why is it almost $500 here in this country? Well, it's because GI is making it. Over there, Thompson makes it. But it's called Eurocipher. It's apparently under license from GI. It's only $100 over there. Here, virtually the same product is $500. Might be something you want to show your congressman about. Either magazine are $8. Both are $15. Now, the reason you might want to buy both is they have different information in them. They have a whole bunch of great advertising. I mean, compared to our magazine, isn't this so stupid, our industry? How come we don't have anything like this on our newsstand? Never did. Never did. Even when we were doing 80,000 units a month, we never had anything of this quality, of this magnitude. Look at this. I mean, it's just... And they only have, folks, they only got 6 and 7 channels. They don't have that much to offer. And look what they got going here. And look what we have going. We got 250 channels and we've got crap. All right, I'll never understand it. All right, that's that. Now, I got cable. We have all forms of cable. Here we have, this is tracking cable. Tracking cable, we have 125-foot length, $12. That's all, $12 for 125-foot length of tracking cable. We have ribbon cable. Ribbon cable is 60 cents a foot for the first 100, 55 for the next 100, and 50 cents for the next 100, and then 45 for the next after that. We happen to have a special here at 90 feet because it was what was left over from a roll. We have a 90-foot piece left. It would normally be 45. It would normally be about $50. It's yours. This 90-foot piece is yours for $42. $42 for that 90-foot piece. It may be 100 feet, but we don't know. $42 for that one 90-foot piece. That's a good, this is dual RG6. If any of you already have an old system, we are using an old 70 meg system that was running with RG59. Maybe it's time you upgrade. This is direct burial ribbon cable. It's all swept test, and it's all put in footage, by the way. You don't have to count it anymore. It's got feet right on it, so it's pretty neat. We also have all other forms of cable. Look at this. We've got RG6 with dual foil and dual braid. Somebody called me once and said it wasn't, but it is. Dual foil, dual braid. With this cable, by the way, this is the one foil over here, as you can see, and then the other foil is bonded, and it's double braiding. This is a very expensive cable. This is like $125 a roll. We have it at $80 a thousand. You must use a special F fitting on this, not a special. We have them in stock. They're called 340s. You must use 340s on this. A regular RG6 uses a 324F, RG6 fitting, but it's the ring size is 324. This uses a 340. We also have a regular RG6 and RG59, single foil, single braid, Comscope and Belden, $60 in the unireel boxes, $60 in unireel boxes. For by the way, this is our dual RG, the dual double foil, double braid. That's also in unireel box. That's Comscope, by the way. Regular RG6, $60 a thousand. RG59, $55 a thousand. That's right. What a deal. Ribbon cable, we got it. Arms, we have every brand of arm in the marketplace. Now, this arm is a Cadillac of arms. I understand that the count is really not very high on it. One person complained that he wanted the count higher. Well, it is what it is. I think you can just take and reverse the magnet. I don't know whether I don't know that on this. Wait a minute. That's on the Forbes. I don't know what you can do on this one. If your count isn't high enough for you, I'm sure we can find out how to make it higher. But it's a 27-inch stroke, anodized, not galvanized, anodized aluminum. Look how thick that is. Aluminum outer, anodized aluminum center shaft, bronze end with stainless steel gimbal. It also has a great big heavy-duty gimbal that pivots. Heavy-duty motor. The tube, by the way, is 35 inches. 8 inches stays, actually the tube is 36 inches, 9 inches of the inner tube stays inside the outer tube. So it has 9 inches of protection. So it can't flex. Some of those things go out so there's only an inch or so, and it makes it very weak. It's extremely strong. They come in 18 inches as well, so you can get them either way. This is the Cadillac of all the arms in the market. I know some people have you convinced that Thompson Saginaw is a Cadillac arm. If you have a fiberglass heavy-duty dish, buy a Thompson Saginaw. We have them at $149 and $159 and $169. But if you don't have a Thompson Saginaw, if you don't have a heavy-duty fiberglass dish, you have a mesh dish, even an old mesh dish, such as the real heavy ones, you want this arm. Actually, this arm was great for fiberglass. I mean, I'd have no hesitation about using it on a fiberglass dish. But for those of you that really think you need a ball screw, well, get a ball screw. We have them. We have Thompson Saginaw. We have Pro brands. But if you want a great reed arm, this is it. It's $135. We have all the brands as well. I don't care what you're looking for. We sell them all, provided they're American made. We have foreign made as well, but we don't push them. This is the JGS, the small. This is the very small JGS. It's an 18-inch jack. I don't know whether you realize it, America, but probably 85 or 90% of us now can start using 7.5-foot dishes. Believe me, this arm and a little 7.5-foot dish, your customer will be happy, you'll be happy. You'll never have service calls. There's so much less wind loading on a 7.5-foot dish. With these satellites pushing out 9 and 10 and 15 watts of power, with LNAs now, LNBs from used to be 120 degrees are now down to 30 degrees, so you don't need a big dish out there anymore, America. You can use a small dish. $79 for American-made aluminum outer shaft, aluminum inner shaft, JGS. Heavy-duty motor. The terminals are right on the outside. It comes with a little clip that goes over this, but I really like this. The terminals on the outside. You don't have to take off the cover, which is so stupid. Finally, somebody started thinking over there. I don't know who it was, but most of the other arms still require you to take the back cover off. JGS said, heck, what for? We don't need that. That was really smart on their part. Heavy-duty gimbal, $79. That's all these are, $79. $109 buys you a Fastco, which is actually a Von Weiss. It sounds foreign, doesn't it? It's not. It's American. Von Weiss. Fastco is a big American corporation. Look how nice it is. They even give you a motor cover. By the way, we sell motor covers. We have them, by the way. It's totally motor. The back is also covered. But we've told you before, motor covers are important. Boots are important for the front of the dish, for the front of the arm. And I still know it's important. But we have Von Weiss with the heavy-duty clamp. We don't give you the little cheap clamp. We give you the real heavy-duty one. The super-duty clamp with the greasable gimbal, Zerk fitting gimbal. $109. Brand new. They're not used. Brand new. We also have this. This is a 10-turn pot. Actually, 10-turn pot is not accurate. It happens to be a pot arm. 10-turn, 1-turn, it doesn't really matter to you. What you care about is a pot. They say 10 turns are more accurate than 1 turn, which logically would make sense. But these are brand new, foreign made. These are foreign made. They're only $50. There's a limited number of these available. But if you have a basic or the older trackers, lots of the older arms were pot arms. not Ecosphere, but Electro Home was pot armed. What the heck was the other one? Viewstar. All those Canadians were pot armed. Whole lots of people up there needed pot arms to operate. Here's a brand new 18-inch heavy-duty pot arm for you for $50, which is a great deal. It really is. And you're not going to find it too often else. I mean, you're just not going to find it. All right. Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to do Green Sheet Club members. Oh, damn. That's the second thing that's dropped on the ground. Maybe while I'm showing you this, I can get the Green Sheet Club computer up. Oh, it's running. How wonderful. Okay, put that right there, and I'll explain it to you. What is it, you said? I'll pull back so you can see a little bit better, clearer. It is a metal detector. We push these a lot because we're a big believer in them. And the reason we're a big believer in it, we just cannot understand how anybody would drill into a wall without knowing what's in there. And this helps you find out what's in that wall. Which means, by how? Oh, you say how. How does it help you? I'm doing two things at once. I don't do either of them well. Okay. Come on, make the green sheet thing. Okay, there you go. All right, now, how does it help you? It actually tells you through some sounds. Either it tells you whether you have voltage in that wall, so you know whether you have electricity in the wall before you go drilling in it, or it tells you if you have a metal on the wall, such as a pipe. You know, you might have a water pipe. You could have a whole host of things in that wall. You don't know. You don't know until you go drilling in it and drill through it and find out you just spent your life. I keep on doing that to you. I don't mean to. But it could very well be, actually, couldn't it? Or you've wasted a whole bunch of money because now you got to open the wall, fix the pipe that you just drilled through, or the electrical service you just drilled through, and then you've got to patch up the hole, and you've got to do all this work, and it's not something you know very much about, possibly. And it gets pretty expensive. Why? Because you want to spend $11 for a tester? That's all we have here. It's $11 for that. That's all it is. You got to put a battery in it. That's right. Isn't that hard, though, is it? A battery's pretty simple to put in. Well, you want to do it. And you want to do it now while you can. All right, we're going to pick the Green Sheet Club in a minute. But before we do it, let's go look at this monitor. This is a hot monitor. It's a 12-volt DC monitor. Very high resolution, and I tell you, you're lucky because Mike Ray went through this thing and figured out how to make from a TTL to a composite baseband video input. That's right. So Mike figured out a way for you to actually make that TTL, high-resolution monitor, that's designed for medical application in your ambulance and so on. It's a very expensive monitor. He figured out a way that you can actually use it at home or use it in your car or your truck. They're only $29 for those high-resolution monitors. They come with a case. The case is built all around. This one is no longer made by Motorola. This is a foreign-made. Oh, I did the camera. Sorry, folks. Did that. There you go. It's a high-resolution monitor, and you really want to think about grabbing it if you're into let's say you have a camera, a little cheap camera, and you want to put it in the back of your mobile home. You want a high-resolution monitor? Here you go. You can find out what's going on back there. Or you have a boat. Comes with a case. It's all protected, except this top here and this side where the circuit board is. There's your Edge connector card. They're only $29. They're in stock. We only have a few left, but they're a hot little product. Now, I said earlier this week, and obviously we're not going to be able to do it, that we're going to have to do a flea market, and we're probably going to have to do it next week because we're loaded with stuff we got to get rid of. Mary, take it down. Take the tire down. This is for club members. So if you're a club member and you want to, if you're not a club member and you want to join the club, you can. You're not going to win tonight, but maybe later on you will. All right, tonight, Green Sheet Club number 643, and you live in Macomb. 643, you live in Macomb, home, and there you go. 643 is the winner tonight. And with that said, we're going to go back to probably some of our specials that we've had up, because we want to remind, there's some really neat things we're doing. But I imagine we have the video cipher. What else we got to talk about? We got the Wonder Cloth, the Magic Cloth. We got all kinds of things to talk about. So stay tuned for all those neat things. And we'll be back Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We want to thank you, and stay tuned. All right. At this point, I want to talk about a few things that we don't talk about often enough. Number one, Green Sheet is a consignment house. We also do, of course, sell new products. We have the best price in the industry on equipment. The other day I was doing a service call, and I happened to see one of the other home shopping shows. I was appalled at the pricing. I mean, what bothered me most about what he was charging was the fact that they were lying to you on what the retail was. I mean, they were almost basically doubled what the real retail of the product was. It was an item that we sell for $420 in this show. They had a special on it for $5.95. Now, it's a great way to make money. We don't choose to make our money that way. We try to be as fair as we can on pricing. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes we pay higher than others for certain items. But by and large, you will not find better pricing than here on Green Sheet. And if you do, we need you to let us know about it, because we'll go out and try to get better pricing if it's available to us. Another thing I started to say about was consignment. We take equipment in here on yours, and we resell it. Now, it used to be that you got 34%, you got 66% of whatever we sold it for, we got 34%. That's no longer the case. It's a little different. Anything we sell for over $50, we do take 34%, and you get 66%. Now, you get it in Green Sheet dollars. You got to spend the money here, but you can buy whatever you want. If it's something we sell for over $1,000, then we only get 25% on that. And if it's something over $2,000, we only get 10%. And we have actually sold things for over $2,000. The more expensive an item is, the harder we'll try to sell it, obviously. So we really want to see the expensive stuff come in here. But we do accept stuff for as little as $10 and $20 and $30 and $40. Those items, anything under $50, is now going to have a 50% split. You get 50, we get 50. And the reason is very simple. It's a very expensive time here on satellite, this particular scheduled time. Now, if we're up on a different satellite where it's non-scheduled, it's pretty cheap time. We can afford to work on less than 50% if you're going to sell for something for under $50. But on this time, Tuesdays and Thursday nights, that scheduled time, we pay a lot of money for that time. We have to now charge 50% to cover our costs. We said things were going to change and things were going to go up. We're seeing results there. Do you have a computer? You don't have that in the computer right now. It's IRDs. Remember, as you saw during the course of tonight, and you will continue to see on the show, we have IRDs. Most are just red boards. Some are moms. And the ones that are moms we told you about. If you don't know about it, you need to call. You can. You can always add the cost of a mom. You can go ahead. It's usually $50 more for a mom. You can go ahead and add that. Instead of a red, you can get a red mom if you want. But we have great pricing on dishes. We don't love any of the dishes that are made, frankly, but they're good. We don't sell you any crap. We don't sell you any dishes for $200. A dish for $200 is going to be a piece of crap. Unless it's a little bitty dish, we happen to have little dishes, and those are, we watch our products. Now we're going to talk about modules, because there's a lot of misunderstanding about modules. I want you to fully understand what's going on with modules, because it changes hourly. Today, alone today, the price of moms went up $30 for us. Now we're trying to find a new source to see if we can bring it down to a more reasonably priced, but the price went up, so we've had to raise our prices on moms. All right, now here you go. Regardless of what deal you do, and you're going to see the deals come before you in a moment, you will get TVN free. Well, there is a caveat to that, which means that that's not entirely true. The only difference there would be if you got a mom board, you will pay $10 for TVN, because that's what GI charges you to register that mom board with them. But if you get a red board or a blue board with us, you get any plus module, any 029 module, you will get a free TVN, which is worth $19. TVN is the 10 movies that are located on Telstar 303. With that deal, this it's an access fee you're getting, which is the $19.95, which is what they charge you normally. You'll get one free movie, which is worth about $4 or $5. Now, here's the module deal that's coming up. We want to remind you that with a new module, whether it be a mom or it be just a plus, you are going to have access to programming you do not presently have access to. In other words, right now, many of you have older boards, the 029, a lot of the 032s, and all the older boards. You can't get TVN, and you will not be able to get certain of the pay-per-view programming. Plus, as time goes on, you will be locked out of more and more programming. So the time to think about changing up to the new module is now. Even though we think GI should be doing this for free, or they should be paying for this upgrade, it's really, unfortunately, if you want to continue to enjoy certain programming, you are going to have to trade up to a new VCII Plus. And here are the deals. Oh, yeah, I guess I should tell you this. You better hurry. Because today your old board has a trade-in value. Tomorrow it may be worth nothing. To further this point, I want to make this very clear. New boards, the Plus boards, are also changing in value. Right now, they're worth more than they used to be worth. So at least the moms are the only ones that have gone up, actually. So there is a bigger demand for moms than there is for the older boards. So for that reason, unfortunately, it's going to cost you more for mom. But at least if you have an old board to trade in, you want to get out of the piracy problem, you want to trade in an old board, you want to trade in your old board now. It has value. It's worth $250, $275 now. Don't keep that old board. As I showed you on Tuesday night, maybe you're not aware of it, the FBI, now the only place we're aware of them doing it right now, today as we speak, although we have heard of other areas of the country they have been known to do it, the FBI, or people represent themselves as the FBI, I guess it's the FBI because William Sessions, the director of the FBI, has been sent a letter by a congressman saying, why are you doing this when so many other things are more important? The FBI is actually going to people's homes, consumers' homes, knocking on the door and asking them to please show them their decoder, because if it's chipped, they confiscate it right there on the spot. I can't believe it, but it's true. We have letters from to the FBI, and we have news articles. We'll show you later on if you want to see them, of all this going on. Yeah, so the bottom line is, some of you are probably worried about that occurring in your address. It may be time for you to trade out. Today's a good time to do it. I want to remind you, though, because of the nature of modules and the way the pricing goes, you want to do it immediately. Today, your board is worth something. If you send it in, let's say you send it in regular ground and you're out in California. You send it in regular ground, 7 days from now we'll get it, or 10 days from now we'll get it. Your board could be worth nothing. They could have shut off the entire data stream, or nobody wants to buy old boards anymore. Your board is worth nothing. What are you going to do? I mean, you're going to lose $250, $300 because you wanted to save a couple bucks on postage. At the very least, you should set it in second day. I think the post office even has a great second day deal, like $2.99. But if you don't, go UPS second day. It's cheap enough, and it's worthwhile doing. All right, here you go. Here are the prices. You waited long enough to see them. Now, as you can see here, there is a price difference. Now, I want to be very clear about this because we have had one customer call up that didn't understand this. Now, of all of you that have called and understood what the deal is, he didn't. So I want to make it very clear. The first price is based upon a trade-in of your old board with programming. We're going to show you the programming you're going to get with that in a moment, so you might want to write down the price. Remember, red boards are guaranteed for 3 years. A red mom means a modem on module, which means that you'll be able to get the pay-per-views. You have to have it hooked up to your telephone is what you have to do. But you will be able to get certain pay-per-view events. Now, either red board or a blue board, you can get TVN, plus you get many other programs. But there is envisioned down the road that you will need a mom module to get certain programming. So you might want to spend the extra money. It is definitely more. As you can see, it's $60 more between the difference of a red board and a red mom. But for $140, you can trade in your old board today. You give us your old board, and we'll send you back a red mom. For $119, you send us your old board, we'll give you a blue plus board. Now, for $200, we'll give you a new mom. Now for $369, we'll give you a mom and programming. See the figure in the middle, towards the bottom of the screen? $368. We will give you a lot of programming, which you'll see in a moment, and a mom module if you send us a trade-in. And by the way, the trade-in must be in working order. That does not mean it's hit by lightning. That does not mean anything is wrong with it. It must be in working order. It can have no seat keys. It can have no unit ID number, but it must be in working order. Because these boards primarily are scrapped out, and they're used by the repair centers to fix older boards. So this is a way the repair centers have to, this is the only way for repair centers, by the way, get parts to fix older boards. GI will not give them the parts they need or sell them the parts they need, so therefore they have to do it this way. So that's why your old board has to value, because one chip on your old board is worth like $110. So that's why the old board still have some value. But you want to remember, it's not going to be, wait a minute, Mary, don't change yet. I want to go back, please. I want to make sure that everybody understands what's before them. $119, you transcend your old board, you will get back a blue board. For $287, you will get programming with that. For $399, you buy an old board outright. You don't get programming with it. That does not include programming. That simply includes the board outright. For $420, you'll get a red board outright. And for $470, you will get a mom outright. Please, I hope this is clear now, because I really, it's unfortunate if you people misunderstand it and then you think we're trying to say something that's not so. So that's it. Everybody with the program? Good. All right. Here's the programming you're going to get. For those of you that do a trade-in, you trade in your old board, and you take a new board back, a new plus board back, you are going to get this programming with it. Now this does not mean, this is not outright. This is not the column on the right that you saw on your screen. This is with the trade-in. This is the first column you saw. You're going to get 4 movie channels: HBO East, HBO West, HBO 2, and HBO 3. You're going to get Arts and Entertainment, CNN, CNN Headline, Discovery, ESPN, Family, TNN, which is the national network, USA, Weather Channel, WGN, that's the one out of Chicago, WTBS, WWOR rather, I'm sorry, which is out of New York, WSBK, I think it's out of Boston, I'm not sure, and WTBS, which is out of Atlanta. Now, truthfully, those 4 stations right there, they got a lot of sports on them. They're very good stations. So you get a lot of sports there. So that's what you're going to get. Now go back to the other screen, Mario, so we can do it again. That's your programming deal. This is what you're going to get. So hopefully you're recording this, so I don't have to keep on repeating, but there you go. A blue plus board with that program is only $287 with a trade-in. It must have a module that you're trading in with it. If you don't have a module, it's $399, but all you get is a blue board. You do not get programming with it. If you want to add programming, it's another $185. I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you. I'll give you the program. You want it by programming with the column on the right, add $170, and we'll give you the 4 movie channels and all those super stations and CNN and so on for $170 if you want to do it. But you're going to have to add that to the outright on the right. It's included on the column on the left. The middle column indicates it's simply a trade-in with no programming. The column on the right indicates, this outright indicates you're buying one of those boards with no programming. You own it. You're going to keep your old board or whatever you want to do. You just want to buy a board. Okay? All right. I think we got that down. I don't have to belabor it. Now let me show you the boards, not that it really matters. Okay, here are the boards. Here are the 3 boards. Here's your blue board, and we do it on this camera. Here is your blue board, which is this one. Here is your mom. There's your telephone jack. And here is a regular red mom. The difference between a blue and a red is that this blue is only guaranteed for 1 year. These reds are guaranteed for 3 years. And the guarantee is kind of different. What the guarantee is, different colors, huh? They didn't change color overnight, it's just the cameras are off of. Actually, they're in between both. Neither camera is right. They're not that red, nor are they that pink or purple. Um, I forgot what I was going to say. The guarantee, thank you. The guarantee is that if, first off, they fail, if something fails on it, a Wedge or a GI will fix it for 3 years. Free. Second part of the guarantee is if the encryption system changes, let's say they break this, and the encryption system has been compromised, and GI feels or the programmers feel that they have to switch to what was called the RS, the Renewable Security Module, which is a little credit card. By the way, you want to hear something funny, but I'm told, I don't know if it's true or not. People that have gotten the RS, it's such a scam going on. Don't buy an RS. I'm told that the RS, it doesn't work at all. This is you programmers are buying into this, in case you're watching. There's nothing behind there. You slide the thing in, it doesn't go anyplace. There's no edge connector card that's attached. Now, this is something that 2 people have called and told me from 2 different places. I don't know whether it's true or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. All right, anyway. The RS Renewable Security System, if it were to be implemented in the 3 years while you own this red board, you would automatically be entitled to an upgrade. But I want to remind you of this. In my opinion, if that happens, because my opinion isn't worth very much except to me, that if you own the blue one, they'd have to eat it. Because, pretty good safe opinion, by the way, because right now they are eating boards that are 5 years old. Because if you have a valid warranty sticker on your board today, they are replacing it free of charge if you're subscribing. Now, by the way, I should point this out. It's very important. There's no reason for you to buy a board from us, outright, or any other way if you are subscribing to programming. If you're a legitimate person and you're subscribing to program, you're going to get a free board. Just be patient. Unless your board has been shut off by GI, in which case you're not going to get a free board. It's right away. You're going to have to wait. Or it's gone bad. If they figure out something, and they have killed some, if they kill it through the sky, they're not going to buy your board. Or give you a new board. The deal is your board must be working and you must be subscribing right now. And by the way, you have to be subscribing to either HBO, Showtime, WTBS, or NetLink 5. That's the deal as of 2 weeks ago. I don't know what it is. But it's so important for all of you to recognize, I'm almost done, is that this is a very driven market. The price can change in 1 second. If GI does a big shut-off, all boards are worth less. So do not sit there thinking you got all the year. I mean, I will go back, I've gone back a number of times when I've tried to make you people hear this, is that your board had a good value on December 24th. The Christmas Eve, it had great value. Christmas Eve night, it had no value. Now, fortunately, some of the value has come back to these boards, but for the first 3 months in January, February, March, boards had no value. They were worth crap. So, don't wait. Take advantage of the deal if you want to do it. Do it now. Boards are available. It takes 10 to 15 days to turn boards around. It's fairly good. I think we're almost caught up with all the old boards, all the stuff from January, February, March. They're all done. We're now catching up on some of the stuff that was traded out way back a year or so ago. We're almost caught up with most of those. They'll be out by, well, they should be out by June. We should be done by those by the beginning of June. And everything else, anything that comes in now is immediately traded out. There's no wait on those. Some of the deals we did a long time ago, they were weird deals. They were predicated on certain things, like we were scrapping boards out, we were selling trading boards, doing all kinds of weird things. And unfortunately, the market went to crap, and we got caught with that. And so, unfortunately, some of you had to wait. But by and large, we're almost caught up with almost everything. So it's really a good feeling to know we're almost out of that situation. But you don't have to wait. You send a module in today. You will have a new one back within 12 days because your module doesn't even, it comes into us, we check it, and immediately goes out to the trade-out center or whether it's the scrapping center. What they do is they send us immediately back red boards. So it's working out very well. You want to take advantage of it. Don't sit on it. Don't wait on it. And that's that.
Test here using a good quality motor oil, a competitor's product and our product, proving that we have the top quality in the industry. Can you machine that we're using is a simple lubricity tester designed by Timken people or phalanx many years ago. It's a standard in the industry to test film strength of any lubricating property such as an engine oil, greases, engine treatment such as ours. And the first thing I want to do using a simple torque wrench, an inch-pound torque wrench, create some friction against the spinning rate and the metal bearing. Good case-hardening steel. Running it dry, proving that there's nothing on or the bearing, and it seizes up at about 300 inch-pounds. What we're going to do now, we're going to lubricate it with a good quality engine oil. Recognized good, high quality. We're going to put the cup on here. This is a simulated crankcase. Exactly the same, simulating what happens in your automobile. And if you look at our spinning race, you can see I have plenty of motor oil coating the spinning race. And when we torque it down, about 340 inch-pounds, we seize up. So now we're going to first test a leading competitor product, one of the leading competitors. As you can see, I'm using a fresh bottle, brand new, never been opened. Seal cap. Now before I open the cap, they suggest we shake it so that we get everything distributed through the bottle. This product comes in a 32-ounce container. 3 ounces is PTFE. The rest is motor oil. To make everything fair, I'm going to use this little cap. I'm going to meter out the amount used because we're using a small quantity of oil. I'm going to put about half the cap.
Okay.
And we're going to put it right in the oil, right on top of the bearing. I'm going to let it mix in there. While it's mixing, I'm going to dry out the cap so that we have nothing in there when we use our product. Clean. Engine oil treated with brand X, Slick 50. Even if I take it down slow and let it work into the metal, the bearing heats up, you still do not get the protection that may claim to. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to clean up the machine so that we can now demonstrate our product. There'll be nothing, absolutely nothing on the wheel. Nothing on the
So what is that stone you physically use? That's a grinding stone like?
It's a grinding, sharpening stone, whatever you want to call it, and that helps me get any product out of the pores of the metal. And as you can see right here, there's nothing on the wheel again. Alright? Okay? So now we're going to lubricate again with the same oil, because we want this test to be accurate and done the same as we did with the competitors. Again, a good quality oil. Simulated crankcase, the same as in your vehicle. Again, I just want to repeat that we must have the oil in the system so it carries our product. And you can see I have plenty of oil on the spinning race going against the bearing. And oil by itself. There's where it seizes up. That's the amount of pressure before you can get through the film strength of the oil.
All right.
So now, our friction wedge comes in an 8-ounce bottle. Over 6 ounces is DuPont Teflon. Even though it's a smaller bottle, we're almost 100% active ingredient. So we shake it a little bit to make sure everything through the product the same as our competition. We're going to use the cap, half a cap full the same as we did. Half a cap. right in the oil. We'll let it mix in there the same as we did with our Brand X over here. And right there is where he stopped. There's 600 inch now.
Twice as much.
More than twice as much. I could literally break this wrench. Now that's only half the story. The other part of the story is I'm going to remove the oil. Now that the system is treated, everyone claims when you first crank your engine in the morning, hot, summer, cold weather, hot weather, that's where you get the most critical time for engine wear. With this product in the system, you don't have that dry start.
So wait, you're starting off at 300.
Well, yeah. That's what
Turn it off and turn it back on again?
It's almost 500 inch-pounds. In addition to that, you have fuel dilution. So we're going to, with a good carburetor cleaner, we're going to try to clean it off. Proving no fuel dilution when gasoline gets into the oil. This product will stay active in the system through 70,000 miles of normal driving.
How many inch-pounds are on it now?
Right now we have 400. It's 500.
And you've already sprayed it down with the carburetor crank.
You can actually see it smoking. See the smoking? I don't think the camera can pick that up.
Good afternoon. Did you ever see our demonstration? Take a few moments. Let me show you what the product is, how it works, and what it does. You know what a chamois is. Spun sheepskin. This is spun woven rayon. It's a product made in West Germany. It is man-made, and it does not have the slippery, the wet leather feel that a chamois has. Now, you can use this product many ways. One of them, use it as a washcloth. Soapy water. Wash the car with it. You're done washing your car. Open it up. Lay it out on the hood. When you rinse the soap off the car, being rayon, soap in the dirt will rinse right out. Take the same cloth, fold it as we are demonstrating, either in 6 or in 8, whatever is most comfortable for you. What I am now showing you is how absorbent the poly gym cloth is, how easy it is to dry that car, that boat, that RV. Or you can also use this product in your house. 90% of spills in your home are in the kitchen. Scott Paper Company made a comment. The average family spends from $80 to $120 a year on paper towels. How many bounties do you need to clean up a spill that size? That shows you how absorbent the poly gym cloth is, how easy it is to dry any liquid on any surface, your car, your boat, your RV. And even with a large spill, they don't drip like sponges in paper towels. You've all had spills in carpeting, coffee, soda pop, beer, wine, milk, Kool-Aid. The dog came in. You have used sponges, you have used towels. Watch the edges of the carpet, please. Every time that you step, every time you press on a spill, you're actually pushing the liquid down to the floor, making the stain larger. If you could look underneath your carpet, that is what you would see. That is why your carpets will rot or mildew. By putting all the liquid back in, that is the type of a spill that is called the St. Bernard spill. Definitely a mess in a carpet. Any stain, any spill in the carpet, spread the polycloth flat. Do not step on it, do not press. The material works like a wick. It'll actually draw through 2 inches of carpeting and padding in your home. For those of you that wash by hand, your windows, your walls, dishes, cars, boats, or an RV, use the polycloth as a washcloth. It holds more soapy water. It is quicker and easier to wash things. These new car washes, they call them brushless or soft cloth. They have those strips that hang down. That is the material that they use. It will not scratch, nor will it take and pull the wax off. Now, that laid on that carpet about 50 to 55 seconds. The short period of time that it laid there, that is how much liquid we have already drawn out of the carpeting. Now, I go one more step in my demonstration. That is 4 layers of shag carpet. All I'm trying to do is prove to you how absorbent the polycloth really is. If you watch the liquid level, you can actually see the liquid being drawn through 4 layers of shag carpet. That is how absorbent the material is, folks. That is how easy it is to dry. All of the polycloths are 20 by 27.
And all 3 are only $8. You get 3 magic cloths, 20 by 27, for only $8. It's a special green sheet price. You want to take advantage of it tonight. Our number is 908-707-1800. You'll not find it any place for less. It's one of the biggest sellers we've ever had here on the show, and we want to invite you to try it. Remember, just one magic cloth is equivalent to approximately 100 rolls of jumbo paper towels. That's 110 to 120 sheets of paper towels, averaging in most areas at about 79 cents a roll. 100 times 7, that's $79, and it's only 1/3, because you're going to get 3 of them. So multiply 79 times 3, it comes out to a lot of money. $237 worth of paper towels you'll save by just buying 3 magic cloths at only $8. We all have to economize. What better way to do it than in the kitchen, out in the garage, wherever. Magic cloths will do it for you. Remember, you can cut them up in quarters and halves, however you like to do it. Great deal tonight. You want to take advantage of it.